Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of ParentTown TV. Today I have Karen Ups with me, and we're going to be speaking about baby-led weaning. So for those of you who are interested in baby-led weaning, please go into the baby-led weaning channel and ask your questions, and we will make sure that we try to answer as many questions as possible today. If not, we'll make sure that we answer the questions within the next 24 hours, and there will be no unanswered questions. So got a question on baby-led weaning? Ask it on the channel. Thank you, Karen, for joining us today.
Thank you, Roshni, for having me here.
I'm so excited to learn about baby-led weaning.
I'm excited to share as well. So, yeah.
So Karen's also a mom of two. How old are your two children?
So Kian, the older one, he's a boy. He's 3 years old by now. He's also baby-led weaned. And then Katharina, who's 1, she's doing baby-led weaning. We did that from the start, from 6 months onwards.
So for both children, you started at around 6 months?
At around 6 months, that's right.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, that's like a month away from me. I can't wait. So Karen is also the administrator of the Baby-Led Weaning group on Facebook. So if you want to have follow-up conversations, join the group on Facebook and we can talk more about it. So Karen, so both your children started, and how did they start? I mean, did you just wake up one day and say, I want to do baby-led weaning, or did you have friends who were doing it, or?
It was something new to me. So you've always heard about baby weaning and not baby-led weaning, and it's something new. So I saw a friend, I had a mommy friend who was doing it with her kids, and I had to Google exactly, perhaps baby-led weaning means something else. So I did that and joined the group and found out more about baby-led weaning. Kian started with conference pears and carrots. So he had that first in puree form, but when I realized that babies his age could already grasp food and put them in their mouths, we tried it and he really took to it like duck into water.
So did you like cover your eyes in the first time?
No. You have to closely supervise when doing baby-led weaning.
But weren't you scared about choking, or, we've heard some horror stories.
Right. So as long as the baby is sitting upright with a direct line between mouth, throat, and stomach, and is in control of how much food goes into his mouth, baby-led weaning it's not more dangerous than any other form of weaning. Babies that age are actually protected by their gag reflex, and it's very forward in their mouths. So if a piece of food is offensive to their tongues, they'll just gag it out. And it prevents the food from going too far back. Now this gag reflex goes further back. As adults, if we want to gag, we go, so the younger they are, around 6 months, that's their protective mechanism.
Wow, okay. And so were your parents and family always supportive of this? Was the husband supportive of this?
No, it's something really new to them. Everyone in our family was weaned with cereals and porridge. My mom is a nurse, and she was so scared and ready to jump and do the move when the baby was choking. But a lot of people are fearful of that when they see a baby gag and cough and go a little bit red and struggle a little bit with the food. It feels very alarming to the parents, to anyone watching. But this is a way for them to learn to move food around in their mouths. And if everyone remains calm, if mommy knows that this is gagging, this is not choking, then it's manageable. There are courses around, and I did a little course on infant choking and CPR, and that just allayed my fear a little bit, and at least I know what to do in case something happens. But thankfully I've not needed to do anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a relief. In 2
Yes.
years you've not had to do infant CPR, so I feel a little more calm.
3 years. Yeah.
3 years,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Great.
3. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're actually going to go to the ParentTown app right now, and I'm going to ask you some of the questions from the moms.
All right.
And moms, again, if you have more questions, feel free to ask it, and we'll be answering the most popular questions in today's session. So we have, just opening it up right now, and we have Mommy Emily who's asked, how does baby-led weaning differ from regular weaning?
Right. So baby-led weaning skips the whole puree and porridge and cereal phase of weaning. So you introduce solid foods by giving it in whole or as close as possible to its original form. And the premise of baby-led weaning is that as long as the baby is 6 months onwards able to sit upright and grab food and hold it, they'll be able to handle whole food, and they don't really need purees or much.
Is there a right time to start baby-led weaning?
Yes, so you have to wait until the baby can sit well unsupported. That is an outward indication that anything inside the digestive system is ready to receive those kinds of foods. For the same reason, at around 6 months, with baby-led weaning, you don't really need to do the 3-day rule. Like, you don't really need to follow, just give one type of food for 3 days in a row to see if there's an allergy, because around 6 months you know that they're already rather mature. Their gut is rather mature. You can, the baby can partake in table food from the beginning.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
You've got an anonymous mommy here who's asked, my baby is turning 6 months next month and I'm adapting baby-led weaning soon. Should I wean my baby with purees first and then move to baby-led weaning? Would that be safer for my baby?
So with baby-led weaning, we will skip the puree part. So there's no stage 1, stage 2. And the beauty of it is that you don't need any special equipment to start. You just need to watch your baby and see whether he's starting to be able to hold himself well, sit upright. And then at 6 months onwards, you can start getting him involved in family meals. So whenever it's convenient, maybe once a day for a start, or if 3 times a day is convenient, then that's fine. But when the family is sitting together, have the baby sit with you and offer the baby whatever you have from the table, as long as it's healthily prepared. And we're talking about less salt than usual, and also fruits and vegetables. So anything that is in a spare shape, in a French fry shape or finger food shape that the baby can grasp would be suitable to start with. There is a more cautious way to approach baby-led weaning, and that's what I personally did with the kids, because I wasn't sure how to start. And then I thought, okay, I'd start with single ingredient steamed fruits and vegetables. So we started with that.
Okay. So what did you start with? What vegetables?
I did steamed carrots, asparagus, broccoli.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Tan Kin Lian asks us, what's the chances of my baby choking?
So with baby-led weaning, it's not much more dangerous than anything else because of the gag reflex, and also because we started at an age where the baby's developmentally able to feed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as baby is upright, in control of what he's feeding, and we're not giving any obvious choking hazards, such as grapes and cherry tomatoes, they're quartered or halved lengthwise, no whole hard candy or whole hard nuts. I think we're good to go.
Interesting. Okay, we've got Mark who's asked, my 11th-month-old daughter has difficulty in chewing hard food every time she eats. What's the best thing to do?
I would like to know first whether Mark's baby has been baby-led weaned from the start, from 6 months onwards. The difference with baby-led weaning, or if the baby has been spoon-fed up until now, because with spoon the baby just swallows. It bypasses the front of the mouth where the gag reflex is being initiated. So if at this point, how much experience has the baby had with feeding himself, and that's where we'd know whether the baby has had practice chewing or not. If the baby has been on purees, has the purees been given more texture? Has it been made more chunky? Because that's the traditional progression of pureed foods. So you start with something really runny, and then you increase the texture so that the baby gets used to chewing. With baby-led weaning, they chew from the start. So with not knowing that, I'm not able to,
Yeah, that makes sense. Avantika asks us, what are the best foods to begin baby-led weaning?
Anything in a stick, wedge, or French fry, finger food kind of shape.
Okay.
If she's beginning it at 6 months old, the baby grasps it with the whole hand. So you have to make sure that it's thick enough to be grasped,
Mm-hmm.
and long enough such that there are edges sticking out of the palm, so that the baby can go like this and suck on the edges that are sticking out.
And if the baby doesn't want to chew and just wants to lick?
That's fine too.
Okay.
So meats, you know, if you have like very tender cuts of meat, that can work as well. They can't let go yet.
Okay.
So that's how it's going to work for now.
Okay, we've got 2 more questions and then we're going to be bringing on a little guest onto the show. So I'm going to choose 2 of the best questions. Let me look through here. So we've got Nur Azura who said, how do I convince my parents that gagging is part of learning?
I would really refer the readers to this, our Baby Led Weaning Bible.
Mhm.
Baby Led Weaning was a concept developed by Gil Rapley, and she's the one who coined the term. And in her book, she details things like how to start and, you know, how gagging is. It's something that the body is doing to protect themselves.
Mhm.
Choking is silent, and the baby won't be able to scream or shout. Or gagging is coughing out parts of the food. And if you see that, the baby's actually really dealing with moving food in the mouth.
And we've got Mom Alicia Tay who says, can I mix spoon feeding and baby led weaning? For example, on some days I'll spoon feed my little one and in some days I'll do baby led weaning.
The thing with baby led weaning is that you'd want the baby to develop the skill of feeding himself at the time when he needs the nutrition. So if you start the baby with feeding himself from 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, when they're still drinking a lot of milk, then they're practicing the skill, and around 9 months when their appetite increases, they're able to take in what they need. The more opportunity you have, the baby has with feeding himself, the better he'll be able to feed.
Okay, interesting. I guess while we're waiting for our little guest, we'll just ask a couple more questions. We have Mom Melissa Tan who says, I started my baby boy on baby-led weaning 2 weeks before he turned 6 months old. He has been rather interested and accurate in putting the foods into his mouth, but notice he hasn't started biting them. He's just mouthing them. Did I do it wrong? When will he start to chew?
It's not wrong. So my baby, Katerina, so she started, I offered her food at around 6 months, and she didn't really chew until 7.5. I also noticed that coincided when she was really sitting stably. So everything that she put in her mouth was just for tasting, storing. She spat it out, and we're like, okay, you're not ready yet.
Okay.
Maybe she can do a pause for now, and then read up on baby-led weaning, see how it goes, and then start again at around 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So we have baby TH here with us, and hi.
Hi. Hey. Hi. You're sitting with us today. Hi. Wow, that's a smile for the camera.
Say hi.
Hello. So baby TH is
he's 7 months old. He's 6 months old, and he has so far been traditionally weaned, and he's had a little bit of baby-led weaning experience. And so, hi! Look at the smile.
That's great. Wow. Hey baby, so I prepared some of these foods for baby TH today, and what I've done is I've just steamed some stick-shaped foods that lend themselves to easy baby-led weaning. So I've got here purple sweet potato, a disc of apple, which I cored, tips of asparagus spears, a broccoli floret, and a stick of carrot, and we'll see what he does. Look, would you like to take a look at what's here in front of you? Yeah? So if you watch his hand movements, he's really fascinated by me talking right now.
So when is it best to start?
Mhm.
Is it when the baby's just woken up or after breastfeeding? What's the best?
So before 1 year old, you always have to give milk before you give solids. Milk is still their main source of nutrition before they turn 1, and you'd want the baby to be alert and happy. So mealtime would actually be playtime, especially in the beginning. There'll be lots of mess. So give milks before solid foods.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to play with us? You're not in the mood to eat right now? So if they're not in the mood to eat, you just wait there. How long should you be waiting? Like an hour, half an hour? What's normal?
It depends. It's the family meal. So ideally, we will be having dinner now, and this would be my food, and we'll be sharing it with you. And then I'll be having my meal. I'm also keeping an eye while doing that. And we as moms, we can eat with one eye. That's gonna be fine. And keep one eye on the kids. So I usually try to eat pretty fast so that I have some spare time to take over. But then the longer I did baby-led weaning, the more I realized it was quite a relaxed approach to eating, because I will offer the food, and it really is up to the baby whether to take any of the foods that I offered, and how much of them to eat.
Is it usual to use a plate, or do you usually just use it on the tray?
In the beginning, the plate is actually more of a distraction than anything, so I just offer it directly onto the tray.
Okay.
Yeah. They also sometimes get strong enough to throw everything out. So Katerina's at that stage now. So when she's done with food, I notice her start throwing, and then say done.
So what happens when they make a mess? You just let them make a mess, or?
Yeah, I'll let them make a mess.
I need to know what vacuum cleaner and mop you use at home.
5 fingers. So some families have decided to invest in a portable, like handheld vacuum that makes cleanup a bit easier. Some have a splash mat underneath the high chair that makes like a plastic cloth or an old curtain or a picnic mat that works as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's just to help contain the mess. But then we've got babies that are able to throw further away from that anyway. So yeah, we just deal with it later on.
Okay.
It gets better. So Kian is 3 years old, and he's now able to eat a bit more neater than usual. It takes some time.
So do you generally take the food and put it in baby's hand, or there's no intervention from adults?
No intervention at all. So the baby's in control of putting things in his mouth, grasping things, and it's all part of the learning process that baby-led weaning is about. Excuse me, the beauty of baby-led weaning is that it's very tactile, it's very sensorial, and the baby is leading the weaning process. So actually, some of the babies start with baby-led weaning really by grabbing food from the parents' plate. And then parents realized, oh, I think, the baby had initiated his weaning process.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how long should you wait? I mean, how should you know? Like, you've spent half an hour, you finished your meal, and baby still hasn't grabbed anything, oblivious to the food around. So should you just give up and say, okay, next meal time, or?
So the baby is satisfied. The baby has had milk feed before that. We'll have later milk feed. In the beginning, they may or may not play with the food.
Hi.
Yeah, I usually end, like, when I'm almost done with my food, or generally when the meal is done with the family, I offer one more piece of food. Would you still like that? And then I'll see how the baby reacts. It's a lot about the baby showing you what he can do, what he wants, whether he wants to eat or not. So, yeah. We'll take that cue from the baby.
From you. You're in control here. You are the boss of us.
Yeah. What are you trying to grab? There's a little trick that I learned from one of the moms in the group. To cut the apple and into like those toys, the grasping toys that they have, like a ring, and it helps with grip as well. Okay.
You're done with mealtime?
Okay.
I'm done with mealtime. Okay.
I usually go, yeah, are you done? And then, yeah. Baby-led weaning.
Alright. Shall we have? Thank you. show today. Say bye-bye to all the mommies watching. Say hi. You want to still be on camera? Okay, I think we can have him on camera while we can maybe answer a couple of more moms' questions because we've still got 2 minutes more of the show.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if any moms have asked new questions.
Yeah.
We have Mom Uma who's asked, my son is about to complete 1 year and 10 days. Till now, he's on regular weaning. I want to try baby led weaning, so I tried 4 to 6 times with small biscuits and puffs. He is just playing and enjoying, but not at all eating, fully depending on me for eating. Any suggestion, please? Is 1 year of age already too late to start baby led weaning?
So baby-led weaning actually is initiated in the beginning of the weaning stage, so from 6 months onwards, and it's just the start of giving food. So if from the start if the mother has been spoon feeding the kid, I think the kid would really prefer that. It's easy, and it's frustrating for the kid sometimes not to be able to get what he wants and satisfy the hunger that he has. At around 1 year of age, the baby might be interested in cutlery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so try and introduce baby-sized cutlery, smaller bits of food, which they can practice their pincer grip on. So not chunks like this, but smaller. And try eating with the baby in the family meal setting, the same table, same cutlery, same food, same time as everyone else, and involve the baby that way. And hopefully the baby copies from the adults that he sees around him in making mealtime a social, a social time.
Okay, we've got time for one last question, and we've got Mom Suzanne. How does baby drink water in baby-led weaning?
So there's a number of ways to offer water. What I've been doing, because I've been reading a little bit of Montessori as well, is to offer water, sips of water throughout the meal and at the end with an open cup. Montessori would do that with a glass cup, like a shot glass, and we've done it with that, but it's all broken now, so we've shifted to just a regular plastic cup. And we've done that with Kian, we've done it with Katharina. I've never believed in buying anything special for baby-led weaning. So we've got sippy cups that were never used. And Katharina has been drinking from the shot glass, from an open cup like this, since 6 months or so.
So moms, if you're wondering what to do with all those shot glasses that you're never going to use again, you know what you can do now. Well, thank you so much, Karen, for coming here today and joining us. And mummies, thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, for daddies as well, thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you on Tuesday for our next episode of ParentTown. Again, thank you for tuning in to ParentTown TV. There'll be no unanswered questions. So if you have any more questions on baby-led weaning, feel free to ask and we'll be sure to answer it. Say bye.